This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good morning, it's Wednesday, June 18, 2025. Mental health is real. Seek help and the stigma. On the news this morning. Reactions as work continues on Commission section of East West Road. Police arrest late two Baba gang members. Benue attack survivor recounts weekend ordeal. On the foreign scene, Israel attacks centrifuge site in Iran. Details of these and more after this break. With the news. Now, there's growing concern over the recently commissioned Ekiti-bound carriageway of the Eleme axis of the East-West Road. As you may know, President Bola Tinubu, through a statement on May 31st, 2025 by his Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, announced the commissioning of several road projects across the country, including the dualization of East-West Road Section 2, Subsection 1, from Eleme Junction in Port Harcourt to Ahoda, River State. But observations reveal that work is still ongoing in some part of the commissioned road. Correspondent Siobiruware, who drove along the newly commissioned stretch from Eleme Junction to the One axis on Tuesday, reports that in the Aleto Bridge area, workers are still on site laying asphalt over a bad portion of the commissioned road. It followed the directive from the Minister of Works, David Umahi, last Friday, who, while tackling his critics, told the contractor to patch up the road in the next 7 days.
What we did was to phase this project. Phase 1 is one full carriageway, and phase 2 is the second carriageway and the bridges and the flyover. And so we are done with phase 1, and that's what we commissioned, and that's one full carriageway. You may see some little disjointed portion. That is where the flyover ramps are supposed to come. But I've directed them, while we wait for the superstructure of the flyovers and the bridges, they should go and put asphalt there, and I give them 7 days, so that from Eleme Junction down to Ne, you will not have any pothole, you will not have any disjointed portion, and so they are going to do that.
Recall that the president of Kagote, an acronym that represents the Kana-Gokana Tai and Eleme local government areas of River State, Emmanuel Dea, earlier criticized the Minister of Works for what he said was a misleading of President Tinubu to commission the Eleme section of the project, which is still under construction. But even with the ongoing patchwork as directed by the Works Minister, complaints are mounting. Commuters say sections between the refinery junction and One remain visibly incomplete despite being part of the commissioned route. Also, construction is ongoing on the recently commissioned bound lane. The Eleme indigene shared his frustration in an interview with our correspondent, complaining that some part of the road are supposed to be concreted, but they are rushing to pour asphalt instead after they raise an alarm over the road state.
I was say from one guy they call Arizona, Akbajo Junction, reach NNPC estate, they not cast up, then just poke rota for grant. From Echo back, they go GVC, they not cast up too, then just poke rota for grant. If you go there, they are doing, yesterday past they are doing it, then just they poke rota for ordinary grant without casting it, as they cast that place where you pass now. Understand me? So now what we do, that's why people they complain for the road. They not cast up, then just carry rota on top.
Also, a bus driver operating between Eleme Junction and One said the newly commissioned road still has broken sections and it is what's affecting the drivers plying that route.
We drivers, some say they challenge, we will not go see challenge. But before this road, you not go feel pass here, but now from Eleme Junction you carry your keke can reach up trailer park. No, now only the refinery junction and that Alto Bridge. But now say I'm they do am. But that Alto Bridge before they know they do work there. But now they don't start am. They do am pass now. So.
For these two commercial tricycle riders, they are concerned about potholes that just resurfaced on a road that was commissioned only 18 days ago.
They have not finished working on the road because the place is still pots, it's not all that smooth. Like refinery, we have potholes. In this our own trailer park here, we also see all those because the job is still on process.
They are trying anyway. If I say they are not trying, then I must be lying. But what I observe, there are potholes at different stages. After this trailer park to that front where you have the flyover, there are potholes there. You go to Refinery Junction, there are potholes. You go to just before Aleto Bridge, those places are not yet completed. Now the bad road is affecting our shop, it's affecting our co-op, it's affecting generally our keke on this very new route. They say they commission.
Meanwhile, it's still not clear why President Tinubu virtually commissioned the Eket-bound carriageway of the Eleme axis of the East-West Road amid these complaints and expectations from road users and stakeholders. But the South-South Controller of Works, Tarilade Eweriama, says President Tinubu only commissioned half of Phase 1 of the Eket-bound lane. Now, Mrs. Eweriama said the Aleto Bridge area forms part of this Phase 1, and the commissioned sections commuters are calling disjointed are areas marked for a flyover and roundabout, both of which are yet to be constructed, even though the president commissioned the road as a completed work. Now, she admitted that some parts of the road were temporarily completed with asphalt alone, without concrete, to ensure traffic flow, and those will be properly finished before Phase 1 concludes. She also said the Port Harcourt-bound lane construction activities, which is Phase 2, will soon start. She explained that the upcoming Phase 2 of the project includes the construction of the much-anticipated refinery flyover, Akbajo flyover, and part of the One Bridge. In the meantime, the member representing the Kana-Gokana Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Dunamene Deko, has criticized the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, over plans to abandon the original master plan for the reconstruction of the Eleme axis of the East-West Road. Speaking to journalists in Abuja, Deko condemned the minister's alleged move to halt the construction of two flyovers initially included in the project. He called on President Bola Tinubu to intervene and stop what he described as a shabby job on the vital road.
The Prime Minister of Works is of the opinion that 2 of the 3 flyovers should be discontinued, even after piling has been done. And those are at major road junctions. When I mean refinery junction, I mean Port Harcourt refinery junction. So you can imagine the kind of vehicular traffic and human traffic. And then at that particular junction called Akbajo, so many lives have been lost. And the gridlock there is heavy. And these roads are expected to take away traffic from all these places. This road is a road that passes through a major economic hub in Nigeria. This road leads to about 7 local governments in Rivers State. It takes you straight into Akwa Ibom, up to Cross River. Let us do it right.
Deko also accused the minister of misleading the president by claiming that a section of the road has been commissioned even though construction is yet to be completed. On the issue of the posthumous national award conferred on late environmental activist Kensaro Wiwa and a former president of Mossop, Ledum Mite, Mr. Deko applauded President Bola Tinubu. He, however, appealed to the president to extend the same honor to the other 4 Ogoni leaders.
on the Democracy Day, he granted pardon and gave awards, national awards, to the likes of Ledum Mite, Ken Saro-Wiwa, and the other 8. We are very grateful, Mr. President. We also appeal most graciously that Mr. President, in ensuring that there is permanent peace, which is 6, and which all of us seek today, to also recognize the Ogoni 4, the likes of Albert Badi, the Orages, the late Chief Ian Kobani. If that is done, I strongly believe that the issues of the troubles in Ogoni land would have been permanently addressed.
Still to come, Benue attack survivor recounts weekend ordeal. Stay with us.
Want to enter a Nigerian university without the stress of
Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back, and now the rest of the news. The security outfit Ken Saro-Wiwa Ken Saro Security Surveillance Limited is calling for an end to cultism and other social vices in Ogoni land and across the Niger Delta. Chairman of the organization's Board of Trustees, Mr. Bright Winyode, made the call while receiving over 40 repentant gang members who voluntarily renounced their involvement in criminal activities. Winyode expressed concern over the rising involvement of youth in gang violence, lamenting the loss of lives and the destabilizing impact on communities in the region.
My message to the Ogoni youth and to the Niger Delta at large: we have suffered a lot in the case of cultism practices in Niger Delta, River State, and Ogoni precisely. And most of us here have lost venerable members of our family, brothers and sisters in these very practices. I want you to ask yourself, what is the benefit you have taken home right from the day you joined cultism till date? Some of us have spent 20-something years in cultism business. Cultism, what have we gone home with? Nothing.
Now, leader of the repentant group Clement Job, also known as Aki Man, said their decision to lay down arms was driven by the desire for lasting peace and development. He urged other youths still involved in gang-related activities to shun violence and join the efforts to rebuild Ogoni land.
I've been into cultism for more than 25 years today, and there is no achievement. The only thing I achieved from cultism is by killing ourselves, brothers, kill each other, all those things, destroying, kidnapping, and all the rest. So I decided not to do that any longer as the number 2 in Ogoni. Well, my advice to them is that I advise them to come because there is no business without profit. I said it again. There is no gain in cultism at all.
Our correspondent reports that the development is seen as a major step towards reconciliation, security, and renewed hope for communities in the Niger Delta. Staying with security stories, now, police say they have arrested 2 gang members linked to the late 2 Baba. They are Aka, also known as K1, and Love God Goodluck. It followed a raid on their camp in Ekata community, Ahoda East local government area. In a statement, the spokesperson of the River State Police Command confirmed that those arrested are suspected members of the late 2 Baba gang, linked to the murder of former Ahoda Police DPO SB Bako Ambwashim. The police spokesperson said the suspects were found with a locally made single-barrel gun and 2 live cartridges recovered from Love God Goodluck. The statement also confirmed the arrest of another suspect, Olumini Precious, on June 13th, who had earlier escaped but was tracked down. The police said items recovered from him include an English-made pump-action gun and a locally made pistol. SP Iringikoko said the suspect confessed to being part of the gang terrorizing the Ahoda East axis of the state. Moving on now, the leader of the PDP in Ward 1, Omoma local government area of River State, Stanley Nwuzu, says he has received dozens of members of the Simplified Movement comprising youth, women, and community leaders in Ward 1 back to the PDP Omoma. It is under the leadership of federal lawmaker representing the Echi Omoma constituency in the House of Representatives, Kelechi Nwongo. Nwuzu said during their defection that they described the Simplified Movement as a failed group without direction, and that Mr. Nwongo is the only credible and trustworthy leader with a clear vision for a better Omoma local government area. He said the defectors also pledged their loyalty to Nwongo and the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. Mr. Nwuzu, however, assured them of inclusivity and equal opportunities. He said the federal lawmaker remains the beacon of hope, unity, and progress of Omoma people and Echi in general. In other news, a survivor of Saturday's herdsmen attack in Yelewata, Guma local government area of Benue State, Matthias Achin, has recounted his ordeal. Speaking on Nigeria Info FM's Morning Crossfire, Achin, who also lost a relative during the attack, said security agencies failed to respond to repeated pleas for help. He said the latest attack, which claimed the lives of over 200 people, is the second of such attacks by herders on the community.
after this attack of the killing three people, they were still calling us that they just test the microphone, they are coming for more. And that was when we started calling government attention, calling the reputable, or reporting to the reputable individuals to come to our aid. Nobody came after the report. The report, after we went alarmed that these people are threatening to come, we talked to the security people, we talked to the government, and they were thinking we are joking. We have been reporting, we have been crying out, raising alarm.
He insists that the assault was a retaliatory act following the killing of some herders in the area.
This is a case of land grabbing, and these people, they are not leaders, they are Fulani. And so there have been series of reconciliation meetings talking peace between farmer and herders crisis. But then these people just one day wake up and kill 3 people in our community. So some of their brothers who have been killed in other local governments because of their problem with these people, then they come to retaliation in our community where we are coexisting with them with the narrative that these people are one.
Achin appealed to the government and the international community to provide aid and compensation to the victims and to assist in rebuilding the devastated community.
I appreciate everyone who shows concern over this killing. Presidency directive has given us a lot of it. Our crop has been destroyed. Personally, as I am talking to you, I don't have any food to eat. We are appealing to all Nigerians, the global community, and then we are going through a lot. Our community needs help, needs international intervention. This is not just a case of farmer herders crisis or mere finishing. What we are facing here is total genocide.
On the international scene, Israel says it struck a centrifuge site in Tehran and weapons facilities as part of its overnight barrage. U.S. President Donald Trump warns Iran that the patience of the U.S. is wearing thin and then post unconditional surrender. But the U.S. president says they are not going to kill Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, at least not for now.
This is the news on 92.3 Your Info.
That's a wrap on the news this morning. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. Complaints are mounting as work continues on the Commission section of the East-West Road. Police have arrested 2 gang members linked to late Tubaba. A Benue attack survivor has recounted his weekend ordeal. On the foreign scene, you heard Israel has attacked centrifuge site in Iran. The news was edited by Chioma Ezenwafo. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Mwanyele. Many thanks for listening.